Hey, welcome to this podcast where the truth is released to inspire you to find your voice, bring out the gold within you, and help you reach your full potential to roar out loud in the world around you. I'm your host, Mary Street. This podcast is where we believe in turning up the volume on life's practical tips, impart insightful wisdom, as well as share life stories of triumph, resilience, and passion. Get ready to amplify your life and ignite your courage. This is Roar Out Loud. Hunger. That is the word that keeps going around my heart, my mind, all those things. The last few days, I've been thinking about the word hunger and how the hungry always get fed. I was in a conversation with somebody not that long ago, and I actually was saying that how the hungry always get fed. And I was talking about spiritual hunger. And in this place, I was thinking, how do we tell people or help people step into that place of always staying hungry? How do you get there? How do you awaken that craving for God and to be in this place of like, God, I want you. I want you and nothing more than you. I want you. I would say here in the Western world, you live in one of the most comfortable generations in history. Yet the reality is we're starving. People around us are starving. They're starving as people inside. Something is missing, and there's a hunger. There's a hunger for more. And why are they starving? What is that? What's the why? I believe it's because comfort can't feed your soul. Comfort can't fill the longings of your heart. Comfort can't do that. Just everyday comfort. Comfort of a big bank account, comfort of a great cushy job, comfort of just in general, the microwave society that we live in. It cannot fill and feed your soul. It cannot fill and feed your heart. So let me ask you a question. What if the hunger you feel isn't about a problem, but it's more about an invitation? And I truly believe that. Hunger, I believe, is an invitation. When you desire more, there's an invitation for you to step into the truth of what that desire is. In the Bible, in Mark 10:46 through 52, there's this story of a man called Bartimaeus who he was blind. He was actually blind. And Jesus was walking through one day and he heard Jesus was going to come and he began to shout out and he began to say, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. Have pity on me. Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. Bartimaeus' hunger for Jesus and for his healing that Jesus carried caused a holy desperation in him because here he was blind. I'm sure he heard about Jesus who was going around and healing people. And he's like, I want that for myself. And he didn't shrink back. He went after it. He stepped into the hunger of wanting his healing and he went after it. Why? Because it caused a holy desperation in him. And in today's world, especially this Western world, we have a culture. And in this culture, we've been so obsessed with where comfort is more important than the inconvenience of things. And blind Bartimaeus, it wasn't convenient for him to have to get up and begin to shout. How many of you would actually step into a place and begin to shout? Obviously, if you're a high personality and you love people and you love games and all those things, you might step into that place and be like, yeah, sign me up. I'll go shout on the street corner. I'll go do this. I'll go do that. But for the majority of people, they're kind of like, especially young people, they're like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. No, I'm not going to get up there and I am not going to shout. We're not going to do that. I don't want to make a scene. I don't want people to look at me. I don't want all of these things. but blind Bartimaeus stepped into that place of desperation. How many of you are desperate? How many of you are truly hungry for more? Hungry for the more of God, and you're willing to step out, even if it's inconvenient, even if it means being uncomfortable. Being comfortable is almost marketed in like it's the ultimate goal in the Western society. Like we want everything so like cushiony. We want it cushiony. In almost every house in America, there's a microwave. You want fast, we want instant, we want all these things. All my years living in Africa as a missionary, we didn't have a microwave. It wasn't fast, it wasn't instant. And then, coming to America, things are fast, things are instant. You're like, yeah, let's do it. We've got drive-throughs, and you can go through a drive-through and you can get food sometimes in less than 3 minutes. Unless you're Chick-fil-A and the lines are out the window. Let's just be real. But anyway, the reality is things are so instant, and people have that kind of thing when it comes to Jesus. Like, I want it now, I want it instant, and they don't allow themselves to really step into that place of I'm so hungry for you. Everything is so instant. They believe that God is instant and they don't need to take time. Many of us have been in that place where we're like, we don't need to take time. We don't need to take time for Jesus. We don't need to like, shut our phones down, shut this down, shut that down. We don't need to take the time. We want it instant. We're going to get in there. We're going to read a devotional for 10 minutes today and we're going to call it good. That is our cookie cutter way of being in quote unquote relationship with God. But the reality is, He's anything but that. He's anything but that. He desires deep relationship. And many of you guys have heard me talk about that on this podcast. And, it's not always comfortable to lean into that place because we want our ease, we want our convenience, we want our instant gratification. And the enemy wants to keep us in this place of like of lack of spiritual hunger. He wants to keep us in this place where we don't truly desire God and we feel like, hey, I'm good. I did my little 5 minute prayer today. I did my 10 minute cookie cutter thing, and it kind of like puts almost like a band-aid on that place of true hunger. It kind of like covers it up like a lid, it covers it up. It's not true hunger. The enemy dulls our senses. He dulls our senses to sleep by things like, let's be real, endless scrolling. You got your phone, like we do endless scrolling. I'm guilty of it. I do scrolling sometimes, especially at nighttime when my kids go to bed. That's one of the areas that I'm really leaning in and I'm trying to work on. I'm like, you know what? This is not good. I might as well get sleep and let God meet me in the night hours in my dreams instead of being on this phone and in this scrolling. In the daytime, I find I'm more disciplined. I put my phone down. I don't scroll a lot in the day. It's after the kids go to bed and the house is quiet. And I'm like, this is my mom time. I took off my other hats. This is my mom time. And I'm just going to scroll. Lately, I've been like, wow, Jesus, I feel your invitation for greater hunger, for stepping into this place. And my heart has been stirred for more of Him. I feel it. There's a transition in our world where people's hearts are being stirred for truth and for more of Him, for what is real. What is real? Things like endless scrolling, things like keeping ourselves so busy and going with the hustle of everyday life, putting things more prioritized before the Lord is what keeps our heart at a place from truly experiencing the hunger, the deep desires of God. You know, I really believe that God has positioned us in this season in a Psalms 42:7 place where it says, deep cries unto deep in the roar of his waterfalls. He is roaring over us. He is the giver of life, and it's his water that washes over us when we choose to step into that place and sit with him in the depth of who he is. And the depth of us cry out to him, and the deep of him pours into us. It's that Psalms 42:7 season where we're going to shut out the noise that's around us. We're going to get over that busyness, the hustle and the bustle, the endless scrolling, the distractions, the entertainment distractions, our Netflix, our Hulu, our whatever it is that you listen to, all Disney, whatever it is, all those things, we're going to choose to shut them out and say, God, I want you. It's not that those things are bad. I like to get on my phone and actually watch hilarious reels. My son and I and my daughter sometimes we'll literally pull up like dog videos, funny dog videos, and we crack up. Or some of those reels where people jump out at someone and scare them. Have you ever seen those? Like it's the man covered in the leaves and he jumps out at people, and it looks like those people are literally about to wet their pants. Seriously, I've been in San Francisco where that has happened. It scared the heebie-jeebies out of me. I don't know if I was on film or anything, if it was recorded, but the reality is it was funny. And I love to watch those things on Reels. And there's nothing wrong with that. When you give a time and a place to it and you're disciplined in it, you're in control over it. You're allowing the Spirit of God to come in and say, you're powerful. You can rise above and you can control, you can monitor this. Okay, Mary, you're going to give yourself 10 minutes. You're going to give yourself 15 minutes, and then you're going to literally put the phone down. You're going to put the phone down and shut out the distractions. You know, even good things like relationships or your success in your church ministry, whatever, things like that sometimes can be distractions because we're putting so much stock in those things fulfilling us instead of putting stock in our relationship with Jesus and sitting in this place with him and going after him in this place of cultivating and activating that hunger to be more hungry in him. Because when you actually go after the hunger of God, he meets you in that place. He fills you in that place. And in that place, he gives you more. I believe there's always more. There's always more of God. There's always more of him. Okay, here's a truth bomb for you. The reality is the enemy doesn't want you to have the more. He doesn't. The enemy doesn't have to destroy you. He just has to distract you. I'm gonna say that again. The enemy doesn't have to destroy you. He goes after distracting you so much so he distracts you enough so you actually come into this place of where you stop craving God. You stop craving that relationship because maybe you've literally, in a works mentality, created that crafty, you know, I'm going to sit with you 10 minutes or walk with you 10 minutes and that's it. That's my God time today. And the rest of it is business. The rest of it is go, 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 go. So let me ask you, have you really given him your heart in that place? Or is it something you're checking off on your to-do list? That's a question that you need to really get real with. When you find yourself spiritually dry, that's usually when you start to feel super hungry in that place of, God, I want more of you. And you know what, friend? It's an invitation into greater intimacy with Him. It's an invitation into growth with Him, growing spiritually. It's an invitation into the more of God. Again, there's always, always more. And I understand that dry place. I want to tell you a story. When I was in Bible college, I literally was in this place where I was super dry. Here I was in Bible college. I was taking the missions track, studying theology, but my heart felt so far from God. I literally would, during the day when my roommate, which my roommate felt so holy to me, literally, my roommate, she would leave the room and I would flip on the country music. I would flip my country music on because I was obsessed with country music. I would flip the country music on. I'd fill my heart and soul with country music. And it like kind of touched that place of numbing for me in a sense. Reality is it kept me more numb. And I felt myself just getting further and further away from God. And I'm not saying all country music is bad. I'm just saying it wasn't fulfilling me spiritually. There were things in my life that wasn't filling me spiritually. I wasn't giving God that full place, and my heart just grew really dry and disconnected. And every time she'd leave the room, I'd play that music, and I always knew there was a knowing inside of me when she was coming back down our dorm room halls, and I would jump up and I would go and turn that country music off, pull my Bible out or something, and act all holy. And the reality is, I was so far from it. I was so far from it. And then God wrecked me. He wrecked me. I had an encounter with the Lord in a moment where somebody gave me this videotape. Okay, I'm dating myself literally. Someone gave me this VHS tape and I watched it, and it was a revival that was happening in Florida. And literally the presence of God filled the room. It was another friend of mine. We were watching it. We fell to our knees. God encountered us in such a radical, radical way. And there's a whole story behind that. But the reality was, I was so hungry that I was like, I want that. I need more of God in my life in that way because I could tangibly feel Him in the atmosphere. And my daily life was not inviting Him into that place. And I just really believe right now that there are people listening to this podcast where God is inviting you into this place. He wants to fill your heart. He wants to meet your hunger. And He's sending an invitation today saying, hey, come, come with me. Let's go on a journey. Let's go on an adventure together. Let's do it. And I believe that God gives some people hunger as a gift to raise them up to step into the fullness of who you are called to be. Who you're called to be. I believe that sometimes that hunger truly, truly can be a gift. It'll be a gift. And God is sending an invitation saying, hey, will you allow me to unwrap your heart and show you fully who I am? Unwrap your heart so you can receive the fullness of who I am and who I want to be for you. Friend, God wants to fill you. He wants to fill you. He so desires that you would walk fully, fully alive in Him. And the enemy is the one that would say, hunger, being at this place is weakness. But let me tell you, hunger, it's a sign of life. It's a sign of coming alive, coming into the fullness of who you're called to be. Dead things don't feel hungry. When you feel hunger, it's because God is awakening things inside of you. I want to say that again. When you feel that hunger, it's because God is awakening things inside of you. The Bible says in Matthew 5:6, blessed are those who hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they will be filled. I'm going to say that again. Blessed are those. Friend, blessed are you when you hunger and thirst after righteousness, because you will be filled. God will fill you. He will fill you so much so to your cup, till your cup is fully overflowing. There is so much more. There's so much more. Even in the place where you have those seasons of dryness, there's so much more. It's normal for us to have these seasons of dryness. We go through valleys. We have our mountaintops and we have our valleys. We go through valleys, and it's normal for us to have these seasons of dryness from time to time. However, the dryness, like I said, it's an invitation. It's always an invitation to lean in for the more, to lean in for the great breakthrough in your life, to lean in for a deeper revelation and clarity of God. I want to give you some practical ways to cultivate this hunger, to step into it with the Father. Maybe you're like, man, I want to be hungry. I feel dry. I just don't know what to do. If you feel dry, that's because there is that hunger, like I said. But here's some practicals for you. One of the things that I want you to do and step into this place, or I challenge you to do, is fast from the comfort. Yeah, you heard that right. Fast from the comfort. I'm not telling you to do a whole, no food, water only fast. I mean, some people are called to that. I've only ever done a water fast for 3 days. I've done a vegetable fast or, a juice fast for multiple weeks. But God doesn't always call us into a fast like that. So you got to know that that's what he's leaning into. And I also want to preface this with this, like, do not fast from anything if it's out of a works place. You need to fast because God is calling you into this place. If you really, really feel that in your heart, that the Lord is drawing you, He's calling you, He's bringing you into this place of greater intimacy, and you're like, yeah, I want to do this. I feel something on it. I feel like I should step into this place. Well, then I want to challenge you. Yeah, fast from comfort. Choose to like fast Netflix. Or maybe if it's like you have too much of a sugar craving, you too much of a chocolate craving, too much social media in your life, fast from those things. Take a few days, take a week, take a month, whatever God directs you to do. Fast from those things. Do a fast. Do a fast to lay those things down for a set time and replace it with prayer. Say, okay, like I'm gonna choose you maybe in the evening, or you're used to coming in and turning on that TV or turning on that iPad to watch that movie or whatever. Choose to like not turn it on and be like, okay, I'm going to open up my word. I'm going to open up the Bible, or I'm just going to turn on worship music and I'm just going to let the presence of God come and get into that place. Set that time with him, and in replace of that Netflix or social media scrolling or whatever, say, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to step into this place and I'm going to choose to read my word. I'm going to choose to go to church. Maybe I'm going to choose to listen to that worship. And maybe it's also like, I'm going to choose to just sit in silence. I'm going to meditate on God. I'm going to take 10 minutes of my day and put that phone away. And I'm going to literally just sit in the stillness with Him. Maybe that's what He's asking you to do. All of this, it's training your heart and your soul to really crave his presence, to desire the more of him, to come into that place of really wanting him instead of all those things that fill that place of comfort and void in our lives. And when you do this, maybe if you're opening up the word, let the word of God, let the scripture, let it become your feast. If you're fasting food, let that become your feast. Not your daily snacks, not your dinners, not your lunches. If God's calling you into that place, feast on him. How hungry are you? Open up your word. Read it slowly. Chew on the meat of the word. Literally, chew on the meat of the word. Savor it. Take it in. What is God speaking to you? Maybe it's one word that jumps off of the page to you. Write that word down. What is God saying about that word? What does it mean to you? What's He speaking about this word over you? Maybe it's a verse, maybe it's a passage. Instead of rushing through it, instead of just reading it quickly, sit with Him in it. Sit with Him in it. Meditate with Him. Okay, God, what are you saying about this? What is it? What's in it for me? What do you want to release over me right now? Another thing I want to tell you is when you're taking time out in this place, I want you to really also look for the people around you that are also hungry. Maybe it's a church that you find that the people are so hungry and they're going after God. And again, I want to challenge you. Don't let it be about works. Don't go to church to just go to church to fill and check a box. Go to church to meet with God. Go to church to meet with people that are hungry and going after Him and can encourage you to also go after Him. Find the hungry people in your city. Hunger is contagious. And guess what? Community does matter because they can encourage you, they can admonish you to really go further in the Lord. It matters who you surround yourself with because when you surround yourself with people that are hungry, it fuels you. And if you find yourself surrounded by people that are not hungry, guess what? It's going to starve you. You're going to continue to stay in this place of desperation, of dryness. You're going to be craving God and you're going to be like, how can I break out of this? I need people. Yeah, you do. You need people that can help bring you up in the Lord and really encourage you to go after the more of God. And then the other thing I want you to do is go boldly before the Lord and ask Him boldly, God, will you please increase my hunger? Increase my hunger for you. Make my heart desire you more than anything else, more than anything else. And then watch for the signs around you. If you're taking a walk, if you're in your car, if you're listening to a song and you feel Him drawing you, lean into that. Lean into the moment. Lean into it. Watch how He draws you because it's in that drawing, it's in the presence of God that your hunger begins to increase and increase and increase and increase and increase, and you desire the more of God. Friend, there's always more. Go after it.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this podcast, hit subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your friends and family. Always remember, your voice matters. Your dreams are worth pursuing. And you, my friend, have the power to roar out loud.